for our Monday episode, we got one of the best guards in the state of Arizona, all the way out at Campo Verde High School. We got Isaiah Kai today. Appreciate you coming on, man. Never really record this early for an episode, but I appreciate you coming on, man. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it. Well, I'm sure for a lot of people that follow you, you are an NAU commit, and we're going to get into that for just a little bit. But my first question for you: how was the summer ball for you, club ball, school wise? How's the fall league been as well for you?
And it went really well. Summer we played in Section 7. That was definitely a good stepping stone for us as a team. Play against some of these like bigger, stronger schools. And then we
Mhm.
also just played in the border league, and that was definitely a big step as well because those were even bigger teams. And last year we played in the border league, but this year we played in a higher bracket, higher division. And I mean, it definitely chemistry wise brought us together, a little trip together. And then also, the refs didn't call much fouls, so it's kind of like strengthened us up a little bit, toughened us up. So that's going to be a little more to see in the season is our physicality.
So I know probably enough about Section 7 to
Hmm.
kind of get the gist of what's going on. Only reason I heard about the border league, I had David Grace on about a month ago, who's the head coach out at Centennial, and he was the first one to tell me about it. What was that like? I know there was like 2,500, 3,000 teams there, it seemed like, in all different divisions. I know like Centennial was there. I think Willow was there, y'all, and a lot of other schools. What was it like? Was it kind of shell shocking how many like teams and schools are there, or what was kind of some takeaways you had from that weekend alone?
Yeah, well, it kind of depends on what division bracket you're in because there's like the border league where you got like Sierra Canyon in there, like Bishop Gorman, and like those are usually like the
Mm-hmm.
top divisions. So we were in the third division, third best division, and so we're playing in like high schools in Vegas, and it's not like so shell shocking because it feels more like an AAU tournament kind of,
Mm.
just club. And it's just you see like schools from Arizona there. Like when we were waiting on our first game, like at 8 o'clock at night, I saw Highland High School, which we're gonna play them this year. I got some buddies on that team, so it really just felt like an AAU tournament. But the competition was really good though.
What schools did you guys play? I don't know, like there. Do you can't go by like your team, like your school name, right? Besides like the higher divisions, because I know there's a lot of prep schools and stuff. But who did you play, and what was the competitive level like for you?
We played. I can't remember the first team we played, but it was a prep school from California, and they were tall, athletic, definitely not what we have on our team. Complete opposite. We got quick, short guards, but we did our best to hang in there. But uh, we also played Basha High School and another school from California, I think, and then we played Bella Vista.
Okay, so a
Hmm.
couple of schools from here, a couple of schools from out in California. All right,
Yeah.
let's get into y'all's season though. Like I was saying before we recorded, I was on a broadcast, got to watch y'all play against Higley in what was not necessarily it seemed like you guys had their number for most of the game, but there's definitely some things involved to make that game extremely entertaining, like Higley's head coach getting kicked out. I know Yaya was talking to everybody, it seemed like, on the court, but you guys finished 15-9. You beat a lot of good teams, but also came up short against some of the tougher teams around Arizona. How do you feel you guys did as a team last season?
Um, as a team, I thought we played really well. I was saying we had a lot of close games, and those are the ones that we lost. Where like at the end, where it's tight, overtime and stuff like that. Like against Gilbert, we played them first time we went overtime the first time we played them. Second time we played them, we went double overtime. Nico hit a game winner on us. Won't forget that. Um, but it's just those like close games is that was the one thing that we had to work on is closing games for sure. But besides that, we played really well as a team. We have great team chemistry, and I mean, we had great coaches too.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of your scores throughout the season. Big win to start the season, 89-58.
Hmm.
But I'm scrolling down, and you guys went on a little bit of a winning streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, a 6-game winning streak. In that, you beat West Point 76-56, Sierra Linda 79-35. You beat Camelback 103-19.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Um, Canyon View to 67-60, 87-49 against Agua Fria, and then CHS 72-63. I've never seen a team in like regular public school basketball beat a team 103-19. What the hell happened that game?
I mean, it was it. I felt bad because pretty much their freshman team was the same as their JV team and the same as
Oh,
so they really didn't have much to work with. And as we're watching like the freshman game, we're like, okay, maybe they'll get better. And no disrespect, but it's just I don't think they had the amount of guys to like try out or something like that. But
and maybe they were just tired too if they were playing, two,
oh,
three
for sure.
games. So
Yeah.
I've never seen a score like that. I want to look at your stats for that game. I'm looking at the box score right now. You guys did though go on a big winning streak. You had 21 points that game. Shot 71 from the field.
Hmm.
What was it about? What is it about your style of play that makes it so easy for your teammates to play with you?
I just like to create for my teammates. Like I'm not a really big not a score first guard. I'm more of a pass first guard.
Mm,
And I think like with that and my ability to score, it allows me to, open up the court a lot when I'm like hitting my shots and then they have to come guard me and then boom, it's just spoon feed my shooters, my big men. And it's I mean, I don't want to like, say too much, but I just think that with, the type of person I am too with my teammates, they respect me
mm.
and we have such great relationships that we want to do good for each other and we want to help each other out and make each other look good. So that's kind of my job on the court.
It seems like a lot of teams, especially out where you guys are, y'all have played club together, have grown
Mhm.
up since you guys were third, fourth grade, second grade together, and have just like kind of played all the way up. Like
Yeah.
I moved here in 8th grade. I'm originally from Canada, so like coming down here, I was though friends with the guys I went to school with from when I was like 6, 7 years old. How much do you think though your chemistry off the court, your friendships off the court with the guys you play with helps you win games when it comes down to the wire?
Oh, for sure. Like, the amount of time you get to spend with your friends and especially the guys that you love, like you hang out with these guys all day because you see them at school, you're hooping with them constantly and you're just hanging out with them because they're great guys. But, you know, um, you start to like learn each other's, what they love and what they don't like. And then also you get to trust them. You learn like their strengths and their weaknesses like outside of basketball and in basketball. And it's like we're brothers. And so, when you go and want to fight, want to win a game, you just want to fight at the end. You got each other's back, so that definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely. What things have you focused on this off season? You're already committed and the season hasn't started yet. So I'm sure that is a big stress reliever off
Oh,
you.
huge.
But what things have you focused on the most this year to make kind of that big statement year, going off another great junior year you just had?
Yeah. With signing, it's a big relief. And not having to deal with all the recruitment and the stress of am I gonna play college after my senior year and stuff like that. But I definitely, there's obviously gonna be haters out there that's like, oh no, he can't play there or he can't whatever. And so that's kind of like the motivation for me is to just prove that
Yeah.
you I am. I'm going to go to NAU and there's a reason why is because I want to get better and I'm gonna go play there. And so um I that's motivation on me is to prove like even the people that do believe in me that to even give them more belief that I'm there. I'm meant to be there. So that's huge is those haters.
um, I love that answer. Let's get into that a little bit more in a second. You're 6'2", though. You're looked
Mhm.
at as one of the best guards in the state, one of the more complete guys, being able to feed your teammates, being that leader, and you're also an incredible shooter from outside the line. What can we expect from you this year?
You're gonna expect. I don't want to give too much away, but
I'm just doing my job, man.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
you're gonna expect a lot of off the ball screen, a lot of stuff like that, because that's how NAU the guards play.
Hmm.
So definitely get used to that. So you're gonna see a lot of that. You're gonna see a lot of just spoon feeding, a lot of flashy passes, and a lot of lockdown defense for sure. You might
Yeah.
see some there too.
You.
Just watch out.
That was one of the things I noticed about your game when I was able to see you play. It seems like, when I was there, it seemed like an emotional game just because you guys were paying respect to a teammate that had passed away a year prior. But
Yeah.
it seemed though like, the school loves how you play. When they said your name in the starting lineup, I've never heard a louder crowd reaction at a high school basketball game. But how much does your school's home crowd energy how much do you gain from that during the game? Because especially that Higley game, there's a lot of, it seemed like, tension between Yaya and you and the rest of the team, and then the coach got kicked out. But how much does the home crowd energy, how much do you gain from that, especially in a tight competitive game like that?
Oh, I mean, tons. Like they help out so much, and I, it gives me so much like bursts of energy just randomly thinking about playing in front of a student section like that, because
Hmm.
it's so much fun. I mean, those are your like friends, your peers that you see throughout school, and they just show up and they're like going crazy for you. And I mean, when you look into the stands, like I'm when I play, I don't really talk too much, and I kind of like just I'm so focused and I don't really hear people yelling or screaming, like especially if they're like screaming at me or something and trying to get in my head.
Hmm.
Uh, but then when I take a second to like really, realize what's going on with this type of crowd, it's so cool, and it like just gives you so much adrenaline and a great burst of energy, and it definitely helps in the end for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into your commitment and why NAU. One of my first questions about that, like I said in the intro and then second ago, you're newly committed to Division I NAU Lumberjacks. For a lot of people that don't know that may be listening to this, it's Northern Arizona University. If you're watching the YouTube episode right now, you can see it on Isaiah's hoodie. Before we get into why you committed up north, what was the recruiting process like for you, and what schools besides NAU were looking at you?
Okay. Um, so I'll start with like my recruiting process. So uh, basically, the my sophomore year going into junior year, that was my first time going to Section 7, and that was what took like my recruiting. Like I didn't have any recruitment, and right after that, that's where I gained a bunch of recruitment,
Right.
and so that tournament helped me out a bunch. And so after that, a bunch of schools got to follow me throughout the summer and then playing AAU. And that's when I received my first offer from Houston Christian University, and there's a D1 school. And then I played my junior year, and I got to like gain a lot more interest and a lot more, recruitment. And then that summer going into my senior year, I gained a few more offers, some D2 offers, Hawaii Hilo, Hawaii Pacific, and Colorado Springs.
Mm.
And then just recently, uh, that's when NAU offered me. So they've been following me around for a few years now. But this was really like this past fall is when they really capitalized on, recruiting me. And so they took me up to the official visit a couple of weeks ago, and I just, was treated so well. The coaching staff was amazing. The teammates were super welcoming. I mean, everything was just amazing, and I had a great time. And so, touring their brand new facility called the High Performance. Yeah, it's a high performance facility or something like that.
A lab
It's
or high performance lab or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's ridiculous. If you ever get to like look it up or tour it or whatever, it's insane. So, getting looked through that and all the coaches and And I just believe that they have the technology, the resources, the facility, like to help me just become so much better than and I have so much more potential. And I think that's going to allow me to really tap into that. And I think that was the best option for me, for sure.
Yeah, I was able to watch a YouTube video like a couple of months back. Someone, I think it's like Soy Ski Media or something like that. They like do tours of universities, training facilities and stuff. And they went up to NAU and I was able to watch it. And I was like, this is nuts. Like for that type of school, you would expect that from like GCU, ASU, U of A,
Oh yeah,
money they were getting. I had
yeah,
no clue NAU was doing it like that. But from the schools like Houston Christian and the GT schools that were offering you, why did you decide to commit to NAU? They're building, it seems like, and they're not just building, but focusing on Arizona talent with you, with Armand. They just got Oakland up there this past year.
yeah.
Why NAU at the end of the day? Why did you commit to NAU?
Yeah, well, kind of like I was saying, their resources, I really feel like will allow me to develop like a ton, and especially with the type of talent they have there too, playing against the some of the best guys in Arizona, like Armand and Oakland, and I think that'll help me improve so much. I mean, Trent, Jason from Prescott, like there's a bunch of Arizona talent there, and then staying hometown or home in Arizona. My family's here. My sister actually, she goes there. She runs track.
Oh, awesome.
So it's kind of like just seemed right. It just was a fit. And, I believe so much in Burkhardt and what he's going to do for this team. And I know that he wants to like not just become better, but like go and capitalize on like NCAA tournaments and like make runs and stuff like that, which I loved hearing. So, yeah.
Are you excited to be able to play with, next year, especially with Oakland, Armand, you, and I'm sure they're going to be getting a couple of other guys. It seems like they're creating like the ultimate AIA, like power like top 5 players. But how excited are you going to be, or how excited are you going to be when you're able to play with those guys specifically for next year?
I'm so excited. Those are some of the best guys that come out of Arizona, and I remember watching Oakland play Mountain Point when they won the state championship, and I was like, "Dang, this kid is legit." I was like, I'm trying to get bouncy like him, and then I see Armand just cooking it up in like UIBL, and like, dang, this kid's tough too. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like play with these guys, play against them, get like ourselves better, and I think it's gonna be a great environment for me.
What's one word you would say best describes how you play?
I would say versatile, because I can score all three, at the bucket, mid range, and 3-point. I mean, I can handle the ball really well. I can rebound, and I get assists, and I play some defense, some really good defense. So I just say versatile, yeah.
You're 6'2", you're going to be playing that lead guard position and also being a big leader to your team. Is there anybody you try to play like, anybody you try to complement your game towards?
Man, I would love to say Stephen Curry, because he's my favorite player and he's so much fun to watch. But realistically, like, I just don't play like him at all. I would like to say though, I kind of play like a little bit like LaMelo Ball, and I like watching him play. I mean, he's so fluid, so flashy, and he looks like he's having so much fun out there. And I think like when I watch him play, I see a little bit of myself, and that's someone that I probably like what's the word? Just resemble my game after.
Yeah. I kind of asked you this type of question earlier, so I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. You average 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals a game, which is some of the most I've seen out of a guard, from the people I've interviewed. I'm not gonna. The question I had was, what kind of player will we see in you this year? But I kind of asked that earlier. So, is there any goals stat wise you're wanting to hit this upcoming year?
Yeah. So, averages wise, Well, a big part I want to do is take my turnover averages and make sure I lower that down. That's like kind of the main goal average wise, but I'm about to hit 1,000 points, 1,000 career points.
Oh, wow.
So I think I'm like 200 something points away. So that's something I really want to get, and that's probably like the biggest stat goal I'm trying to reach. And then just depends on how my shooters are shooting and how my bigs are finishing, but up my assists even more.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be the second guy I've had on this that will be at 1,000, because I had Andrew Camacho on a couple of months ago.
Oh
So
yeah.
you guys are bucket getters from what it seems like. You guys are in 4A, so I'm sure the main goal is to win state. But is there any goals that you guys have specific? Oh, you guys are 5A now. Okay,
Yeah.
so this stupid Max Preps is wrong then. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Max Preps for having this wrong again. But so you guys are 5A. I'm sure the top goal is to make state and win state, of course. But is there any other goals you guys have set for yourself this upcoming year?
As a team, some goals. We talk about it with kind of like the main guys, or kind of like the core guys, because we just had trials this week. So we haven't really, gone over with the whole team. But I would say some goals is to chemistry wise, like on the court, we can kind of get at each other. And that's just what we do because we're all best friends. So you always, you're gonna get on each other's backs. But I say to keep that down from trying to, get in someone's head. We don't mean to, but it's just kind of natural habit. Like if someone misses a layup, or, you're like, come on, but picking each other up and kind of like the intangibles, and then just working hard in practice, because there's a lot of times last year where we were a little bit like, oh, we're running so much, or man, I'm sore. But this year we really got something going for us. So I think just keeping our heads up and staying positive. Yeah.
So you guys, I have this season's schedule up now. My next question for you is gonna be, who are you most looking forward to playing against? You guys got Gilbert a handful of times, Highland, Mesquite, Chaparral. You're gonna have Mountain Point 2 times, Higley, Castile. Who are you most looking forward to playing against?
There's a few teams on there that I'm super excited about. So definitely Highland. I really want to play Highland, and I'm looking forward to that. I got one of my boys up on that team, like kind of their main guy, Noah Peterson. And then I'm looking forward to playing Gilbert, because we haven't beaten them yet. And so I think this is the year that we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. There. And then Mesquite, because I got 2 of my dogs on that team, Cohen J. Gonzalez and Jalen Walling. And I've been playing with those guys on my club team. I've been playing with them since 1st grade. So we got a little bit of a rival going on between us. So I'm excited to play them. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. My last question for you, like I end with everybody. I know y'all are an Under Armour school, but it doesn't really matter, it seems like nowadays. So favorite on court shoe that we'll see this upcoming season that you win?
Favorite one? I'm loving my GT cut, the 2s.
Okay, I've heard about these things. I gotta just see these in person.
So like the OG GT cuts were like really nice, but those like resell for like 400, 600 plus. And I'm like, I don't know about that, but I just hit like on Nike, one of the newer, the second version of them, and I'm loving them so much. Like they're so comfortable, they got great grip, and I just feel they're so light too. So definitely the GT cuts, yeah.
Well, Isaiah, I appreciate you coming on and being able to chop it up for as much as we can. Anything you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Man, shout out NAU. They tore it up against our scrimmage, and shout out CB basketball. So yeah.
Well, Isaiah, appreciate you coming on. Wish you and the rest of the Campo Verde squad nothing but the best of luck this year. Excited to come and see you play. I can definitely try to make it out to one of these games this year to be able to watch you. But best of luck, man, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man, I appreciate it. Thank you.